Hey friend, it's Sonia, your over 50 gal who just really likes to keep it real all the time. I want to show you when I pack or when I do my makeup, how easy it is. I have streamlined everything and I want to share that with you. And as I pick out my stuff, we're going to put it in a bag as though we're going somewhere because this is what I pack when I go. How are you doing? If you see anything in this video that you want to look into further, you can comment live and you will get links. I've set it all up for you. What's going to be here in my palette, whatever I talk about, you can get. So I just want to preface that with that. And if you're also here, I want to just say hi. It's a Friday, but I'm having a little bit of a rough day. Are you? So I just want to hear from you. I want to interact with you. I don't want to feel like I'm the only one in the room. So I'm going to do eyeshadow, everything that I do for my makeup, we're going to do together, and I'm going to show you. When you're over 50, I'm going to be 56 this month. When you're over 50, things just change. It just happens kind of quicker than what you think it's going to. And with that, I have so many things that I've changed in my makeup that I love sharing with you. So I already have on, I'm going to put this in my bag. So I'm going to be totally honest, keeping it real. I already have my eye primer on. Okay. That you can get in the links if you comment live. I use this little spoolie to do my brows. And then here's my NYX Lift and Snatch brow pen. Okay. That's already done. So let's move on to the rest. I'm actually going to do, let's do my, should I do my face first or my eyes first? Let's do my face first and then we'll do the eyes last. So this is going to be the makeup that I'm going to use. This is a cushion. This is a skincare infused cushion. When I very first changed my makeup, I went to Seint. It's all cream based. And when I got it, I was completely in love. Hook, line, and sinker. Never changed. Never changed. That was over almost 6 years ago. And that's where I landed. It's what I love and I still love it. I'm still using it, still sharing it. But I started using a skincare and they came out with this thing called a cushion. And it's just another possibility for you because it has skincare in it and it has some other things that we'll talk about here shortly. So if you want match to this cushion, if you comment cushion, you can get a skincare match, or if you comment live, I will give you a little bit more personal match that I do on as we interact. So here's the cushion. It's not cream. It's not liquid. It's not powder. I don't know. It is the best. I really, really love it. And we're going to use all one brush in this entire thing. This is a new brush from Seint. If you follow any Seint people, you've seen it. I'd had one for a while as a gift from Seint. And then they released it to buy. And I'm like, thank heavens. This pulls apart like so. And you can use it for eyeshadow, brightening, color correcting, contour. Like I do my entire face with this brush. So when I get done, that's all I throw in for my brush. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put on my cushion makeup and I'm going to put it in. Here's the first thing that you need to know as a mature lady. When you are using makeup, you're going to have to use less and you're most likely going to have to use darker. And you're like, what? Okay. So my lips are dry. When you use makeup and you put a light color on, like I have some pink. See how I'm a little bit pink right there? And you use too light of a color on mature skin. We have too much going on. If you do that, it's going to add texture and you're going to look crusty. If you're using too light, you know what I'm talking about. When you put your makeup on, you don't enhance your features, which is what you're trying to do. You actually can make them look worse. So been there, done that. Okay. It's just, we could use any color when we were younger. Maybe it didn't match, but it didn't enhance the things we didn't want. So the first thing I just put on was, my lips are kind of dry, was a multi-balm stick. If you comment, I'll send you that. I love using it on my under eyes. And I found that even after I put on my makeup, I can put it on my under eyes and with my finger and tap it like so. And it's amazing. I love it. It just really helps my under eyes. I never thought I had dry under eyes. Apparently I do. So this right here is a cushion and I'm going to take this end of my brush and I'm going to tap it in. And what you're going to see is I don't have to put makeup everywhere. what I do is it's almost like, I did a video the other day, and it's almost like a cross right here where most of us need makeup. If you love a full face of makeup, that's okay. I just choose to put it in strategic areas like so. Because you see how that just leveled out all of my pinkness? And that's what I do. This is a very buildable coverage. The cushion is, meaning you can put a little bit on like I am. And this is how I encourage you to do your makeup, is put a little bit on and then assess, and then put a little bit more. And then you can kind of build your coverage instead of putting a lot on at once and then feeling like, oh no, now I need to take some off. We don't want to do that. We really just want to make it buildable and put it on slowly to see how much we really truly need. Okay, so there we go. Under your nose, everyone, I don't know anyone that doesn't have redness there. Make sure you get that area, or you may look like you don't have your coverage. Okay, so that's it. Like, that is my foundation. I took care of what I don't want to see, and that is the pink. Okay, so everything's leveled out, and if you can see, this cushion has a real radiant finish. It is not what's the word that I want to use? It's not like dewy to the touch. It's just a real radiant, beautiful coverage that looks like skin, which is what I want. Yes, Chris, this is what I do. So I have my palette here set up, and this is what we're going to use in conjunction with the cushion. If you're using, Chris, I say this all the time. Hi, Barb. Yay, I'm glad you're here. Chris, if you use Seint and you love Seint, stay with Seint. I'm not trying to persuade you to not to. I use them in conjunction with each other and love it. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. I feel like I have too much head space. Okay, so I have my foundation is on, and I'm going to take my cushion here and I'm going to close it. And then I'm going to bring out my Seint makeup. So we're doing the face, and then we're going to do the eyes. I have hooded eyes. So if you have hooded eyes, either come back in a few minutes or hang with me and we'll do it together. Cold brew. No, it's not. It's a latte. Whatever. You know what I'm saying. Okay, so what I have in this palette, and I built this out for you if you comment live. You will get this exact palette, but just know you can swap things out. If you're like, I don't like that lip and cheek, you tap on it, take it out, and insert one that you like, or ask me and I'll help you. I kind of did a fall palette today. I love this color fig. I forget about it, pulled it back out, and I'm like, okay, we got to get it out. So, all right. So one thing I do with that, all my makeup, whether I'm using just Seint or I'm using the cushion, is then I take what's left on my brush and I sweep it around, and that's all I do, because I want to flow and all the things, and I just want coverage where I want coverage. So then I'm going to take Bella bronzer, and I'm going to put it where the sun hits me, and a little bit of where the sun doesn't hit me. So the sun hits me on my forehead and on my cheeks and a little on my nose. So I like using Bella, putting a little bit here, and then I just kind of build it up. Like, okay, how much do I want here? And I'm going to take it into my hairline. The thing that I love about bronzer for us is if you don't want to contour, this is going to give you dimension too. So, and it also helps just blend in all the things. It helps blend in our redness. It helps blend in melasma, those types of things. And I feel like as a mature woman, it wakes us up. I feel like we all look a little bit better with a little bit of that sun-kissed look. Okay. And right there, a little bit on my nose. I've kind of been doing that. I'm like, I kind of like that. It's kind of fun. Makes it look like you've been out in the sun, which if you're anywhere in the Midwest, we're getting a little bit less and less of. And then I am going to do my under eyes next. So when I do my under eyes, I guess I didn't put that color in here. I do my under eyes. I either take a Seint foundation shade, that's the color of my face, and I mix it maybe with a little bit of Bella, or I'll take my cushion, either one. And so I haven't added one thing yet to my bag if I was traveling, right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of Bella and a little bit of my cushion shade. I got a little bit too much. And I'm going to put it here on the inner corner of my eye. Now, if you have a lot of darkness and you need some help with that, please reach out to me. But let me give you just a little bit of a heads up on that. Darkness on the under eyes is so often blue. With blue, you need like a peachy shade or an orange shade to counteract it. You may need a color corrector, or you may need kind of an orangey highlight shade. Highlight shade meaning a foundation shade from Seint. I can use hazel or mango, and it'll take care of my under eye darkness, but not everybody can do that. So if you need a little bit of help with that, please reach out to me and we will match you. I didn't put that in my link. If you comment live, I did not put a color correcting shade in there. Okay, so my under eyes are taken care of. Now I'm gonna, again, take that in. Now I'm done, and I'm gonna, if I'm going somewhere, I'm gonna put in there. So that's all I've used so far. Now I'm going to do my blush, and this is the color Fig. So I've used minimal makeup. I've used it only where I wanted. And on my under eyes, I concealed with a dark shade, and I didn't put anything light on my under eyes. If you're mature skin and you got the wrinkles and the crinkles, like most of us do, we do smile occasionally, then you don't want to put light underneath your eyes because it'll only accent it. Plus, you want to make sure you're hydrated with something like the Multi-Balm Stick. I'm going to take Fig, and I'm going to tap it here on my cheeks. And I am going to, where's my washcloth? Wipe that off. I'm not going to use it on my lips because I have a new product I want to show you. So when you're putting blush on your cheeks, most of us don't have that full collagen-filled apple to our cheeks anymore. We used to, we had that really nice round area. So for me, when I apply my blush, I have to go opposite of what I used to. I used to do the apple and move backwards. I would smile. That's what we were taught. Now I do the opposite because the apple has fallen from the tree. That was natural beige was the cushion color. And so then I will take this up high. And then when I do it, I'll stay right on my cheekbone, and then I'll kind of curve it up just a little bit. I don't really take it into my temple. And then I'll just see how we're doing. I don't do much sweeping. I do a lot of tapping because I found with the creams, I can swipe them off, and I don't want to do that. I just want to blend them around, okay? So on top of the cheekbone like this, and then I'll look at it and I'll be like, okay, where are we at? And then I might add a little bit more to my cheeks. See if I get too much, then I'll swipe like that. And then I do this cute little trick, and it's an upside down triangle. What that means is I always had this, my blush placement never looked great to me. It was okay, but I just wanted a nice flushing to my cheeks and a little bit to the front, but not like an abrupt color change from blush to anyway. So let me show you what I do. What's left on the brush, I take an upside down triangle. So I go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and I do it maybe a couple times. And that just brings enough forward for my pretty much flat face. My face is pretty flat. I don't have much of an apple, and that seems to bring just the right amount onto the apple of my cheeks. Okay, and then I just kind of assess and see where I'm at on that. And then, I should have added that pencil in there. Do you guys want to see the new pencil, Brownie? Let's just do it. This is not in the link if you comment. I want to show you something, okay, before I brighten. I should have done it before I did my blush. This is a pencil, and it's a satin, and it's new from Seint, and they are amazing. I'm going to do something on my lips here too. The beautiful color. But I like using Brownie as a contour. If you struggle with contour, this might be really super helpful for you. So take it before you do your blush like I did. Go from the corner of your eye down, and then go right here underneath that blush line, and right here underneath that blush line. Okay. And then you can even do up here for contour. And then typically I take a different brush, but I told you I was only going to use this brush. So let's squeeze this a little, and I'm just going to sweep it, tap it like this, blend it in, and then I'm going to sweep it up. The satin pencils are extremely blendable. But I will tell you, I've used them on my hooded eyes, and they do not bleed to my hooded eyes, which is amazing. Okay, so then we're just going to take this and blend it into my hairline. Adds just a little bit more dimension than what I had to begin with. So now we've added a shadow in places that I want shadows. And pretty soon we're going to take away shadows where I have them. Like here's a shadow, here's a shadow, here's a shadow. And those are the bad ones. So we're going to take those away here in just a little bit. So we've used 2 things out of this palette. Now we're going to go into my brightener. And I'm going to take this brush apart. I'm just going to even everything up there. I'm going to take this brush apart. And I'm going to go into, I'll probably do the fluffy end. But if you are less skilled at this, start out with the more dense rounded end. Let me make sure I don't have eyeshadow on this. And I'm going to take Palace. If you're like sandy, hazel, mango, any of those colors, you can use Palace as a brightener. Other than that, you can use, if you're lighter, well, just reach out to me. I can always match you. Okay, so I haven't done my eyeshadow yet, so let's not do that part. I'm going to go on the top of my cheek, like so, because I'm going to create lift. Light lifts. And kind of brings attention to, which is why we don't put it in our under eyes. I'm going to put a little bit here above my brow peak. It's above the brow peak. I will do a little bit underneath my contour. So this is just going to help carve out that cheekbone. I don't have much of one. Remember, I'm kind of flat. The collagen is not there so much anymore. So I'm going to take that lighter color and I'm just going to sweep. It's not really blended in yet. I kind of want you to see like that. And then I'm going to take it here on the inner part of my eye. This just kind of brings attention to the center and brings attention to your eyes a little bit. And then I'm going to take it down here. Now I can't do a lot of brightening in this area. I have too much going on, too much texture, too many lines. So I put on the side of my nose and then I just gently bring it there. So then I will take this and then I'll just sweep it a little bit and then kind of blend everything. Sweep it on the front of that cheekbone. Remember, lift. So I'll get a little bit of extra lift on the apple of my cheek, which I don't really have much of. And then here where I'm sinking in above my jowls. It'll be good to get some eyeshadow on. Whenever I do my makeup first, I'm like, okay, so let's put just a little bit down the center of my nose. I didn't contour my nose, but we have a little bit of bronzer on there. So that'll be good. A little bit in the center. Okay, so that was brightening. I like calling it reverse contouring, honestly. I really do. I like calling it reverse contouring because to me, you just did the opposite. Instead of adding a shadow, you added brightness to create lift. So, all right, so let's go to eyeshadow. Let's do illuminator. So this is illuminator. It's rose gold. It's one of our best sellers, which is why I put it in this palette. And let's take it and like that. That's the color of it. And we're going to put it again, the high points of my face. So we can put it here on the top of the cheekbone. I like doing a tapping motion more than a sweeping motion. These are creams, and I love cream illuminator. Absolutely love it. I'm going to put a little bit down the center, a little bit above my brow. And then after I do my lips, I'll even put a little bit in on the Cupid's bow. Again, it'll help lift a little bit. And then you can even, like if you have your collarbone showing, you can stick a little bit of illuminator there. But I don't, so. Okay, that's the illuminator. I'm going to close my palette. This is totally customizable to you. If you want something different, I can help you build something different. And now we're going to go to eyeshadows. I'm totally going fall. Just so you guys know, I'm a summer. Like I got my colors done and I'm a summer, but I'm still pulling out some colors that I make work with my season. Sedona is one of them. I love Sedona, but it's like a really warm color. So I stick a cool color with it just to make me feel a little bit better that I'm actually in my wheelhouse of colors. But I wanted to do this lip combination and it all goes together. It's so good. So this Pilot brush here again, I'm going to use the fluffy end and I'm going to take it into Sedona. And I'm going to look at my face and be like, okay, so I really have hooded eyes. See, and this one has this weird line from here to here. I don't even know what that is. And they're pretty droopy. You can see they droop and they're hooded. And so many of us have it. So if you do have it, what you need to do is make sure you put your medium to dark shade above the crease. Because if we put it in the crease like so, you don't see it. So it's not hard. It just takes a little bit of practice. I think I get the most feedback from you guys on eyeshadow. You're like, I just can't get it to look the way I want it. It takes practice, and it also takes you to talk nice to yourself. We're just too critical of ourselves. Okay, so I like to tilt my head up a little bit like this. Again, I do already have my eye primer on. I already have that in my bag. And I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to sweep it above my crease. And then I'm just going to put my chin down and I'm going to look. How does it look? Okay, can I see the color? That's the most important thing. And then I'm going to pull out a tool that I use. You can use a piece of paper. You can use a business card. Don't think you have to have this tool. If you want this tool, if you comment live, it is in there in the links under beauty tools. This right here it's just like a spatula. You can use it for other stuff like skincare and all the things. But I like to take it from the corner of my eye to the tail of my brow. So I extended my tail of my brow a little bit, and you can see how this is coming down. Okay, we're going to go from the corner of my eye to the tail of my brow, and we're going to go like this. And then I'm going to put just a little, don't put a lot of that color on, and then we're going to sweep it in like so. This is just an Amazon tool, and it's really cheap. And I think you get like 2 of them. Okay, do you see what that did? It will keep me from going too low out here, and it almost creates this pretty line that you're going to want to blend in just a little bit. But it creates this little line that we can't do, most of us, because our droopy eyes, we can't do a wing or anything. Now I'll probably have too much of it, but that's okay. See that right there? So good. Lift. That's what we want. Everything I'm teaching you and talking about is lift. And if that line, you don't want it really harsh, just tap it with your finger. Super easy to fix. So we're going to do that. And then on this side, let's start above the crease so you look straight on. Look at how, when you look at yourself, like you have this one, right? So we have this eye. I'm not even done yet. We have this eye. And then look at this eye. Like just the amount of lift that you get from just putting it above your crease and not getting it low over here is astounding to me. So I like to, well, if you don't want to lift your head, go like this and put it above your crease. Like so. Put a little bit more in your brush. Take it, I have eye primer too low. Take it above or corner of your eye to the tail of your brow. Like that. And look at it. The thing that's nice about this is if you get it not in the right place, it's not a major deal. You can either wipe it off with your cream brightener or you can move it over and fill it in. Okay, so that right there, isn't that good? Now I'm going to have to fix the line on the outside, but see how that is? My natural skin alone, some ladies get Botox for this. Oh, their neck's wrinkly and their face is not? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Don't you wonder? Okay, this is a side note. This is a total side note. Okay. So when you get a facelift, when you get older, like, you know what I mean? Like, what is it? Like Kris Jenner or Dolly Parton. Like, it's not a mystery. Okay, they've gotten something done. Do you ever wonder, like, because I know what my hands look like. What do your hands look like? You can't get a hand lift, can you? It's fine. I don't care if they do it. It doesn't bother me at all. That stuff doesn't bother me. I'm like, do whatever you want. But I just wonder, like, because like your chest and everything, I guess it's fine. There's probably other things they do and we just don't know about it. Okay, so that is they're not done yet. They're kind of rough and all the things. So I was like, exactly. Again, I'm not being critical. Okay, so I'm going to take this the more fine end, and I'm going to put a little bit of cupcake right here underneath my brow. This just helps if I made any mistakes. And we don't want that dark color all the way up to the brow. And then I'm going to put a little bit right here just to soften the edges of that color. And then I'm going to take the color Mama right here, and I'm going to put it on my lid. I wouldn't even almost have to do anything because my primer is kind of there, but I'm going to take this color changing tile here like that, and I'm going to wipe off those colors. It's not for creams. This is for powders, and I'm almost out of Mama. The other day I used it and I was like, do I have another one? I mean, Mama's a staple. You got to have Mama. Mama and Pup, everybody needs. So I'm going to put that just on my mobile lid. So just as a side note, like this, what I'm teaching you on hooded eyes is like hooded eyes 101. If you want to go into just a little bit more difficult, like theory wise or thought process wise, when you do hooded eyes, if I put light color, see the hood that's hanging down right here? If I put a light color like cupcake, as in like that whitish color or a shimmer, and it bleeds up to this part right here, it's going to accent the hood. You missed the primer. I've had people argue with me, and I'm like, you can argue with me all you want, but if you have shimmer, like you put it on this mobile lid and it goes up too high, it's going to accent. If you come at live, is it Sandy? I don't know, whatever, Sand. If you come at live, this is in there, but this is Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, the color Eden. It's the longest name ever. I don't know how to shorten it, but it's like I don't know, kind of like a creamy, but it's like a color, and it has a little bit of a color to it, and it's mattifying, and it helps oily eyelids. I've used it for years and years, and I've tried others. There's one other one I like, but that one is the one I pulled out. Okay, so let's put the light pinky on there, and then I'm going to take under here. I don't want light pink, and I don't want Sedona, so I have basic in here. Let's take basic and put just a little bit on that lower lid, and that's it, okay? So I feel like I want to put a little shimmer on the lid. So this is Drift. You could use Drift, Sabrina, Rome. Is that pretty much our lighter ones? One's just a little bit different than the other one. Drift is the lightest shimmer. Sabrina has maybe a little bit more yellow, and Rome is a little bit more champagne to me. I wouldn't overthink it. It really, any of those will be better. Rome maybe won't show up just quite as good. Okay, so I'm gonna like this. I'm gonna pull my eye out. I have been looking really tired lately, so I do feel like adding a little bit of this shimmer does help open up my eyes. See that? Like it just helps open my eyes a little bit. I have fake lashes on, as you guys can see, but you always need to use mascara. Always use mascara because that's going to give you some more definition. So since I put that on after my dark, I'm just going to go like that and just make sure we're all blended really well. And that'll help open up my eyes. So now this is when you put on your mascara. Okay, so if you're here live with me, I'm going to add some things that you love Drift. Yes, Barb, I love Drift. Drift is really my go-to. I am going to add some things, if you did comment, to the message if you're watching it on the replay. I'm going to put an eyeliner on. So I have these out for my lips. These are so good. And then I have an eyeliner that I'm going to pull out, and it's one of our new eyeliners. These are selling like hotcakes because they don't transfer. And let me show you. Color-wise, if you're going to ask me what color, I've used so many. I've used espresso. What have I used before I say a word? I've used latte. I've used black. I've used cappuccino. I've used, these are silks. These are not satins. I've not used cinnamon. I've used espresso. I have not used caramel. And I've used chai. Okay. These are warmer. This is cinnamon and, what did I say? Toffee. Could probably use them. But I've used all of these and I love all of these. Chai is a little bit light. Chai is the lightest one. It's kind of, to me, it's almost like the pencil of basic. It's a little bit light, but I could pick any one of these. Don't overthink it. I can help you though. Any of these are gorgeous, even the black. What you need to do is when you put these on, I want to show you something though. I always grab espresso. I think it's because I like espresso. Let's use latte. I like lattes too. So when you put it on your skin, it legitimately stays put. The silks, they just stay put. They're not blendable per se. Okay. So when that is a silk, and now I'm going to show you the satin, which I'm going to use on my lips. Okay. Right there. And I'll show you the difference. That one is the color plum. I'm use on my lips. Now I want to show you when I wipe. That's the silk. And that's the satin. Silk, satin, okay? The silks stay. They'll wash off at night. Use your oil cleanser or use micellar water, whatever. They will wash off, but they stay. They don't bleed to the hood, but either do the satins on me. So even though that was blendable, the blendable ones you can use for your lips, blush, eyeshadow, eyeliner. What else? Oh, and like the contour bronzer. Beautiful colors. I can help you pick those out if you want. But I've used them on my lid and they do not transfer to, because you know, if you have hooded eyes, this is like an answer from heaven. Because you put on your eyeliner, you're walking around, you're doing your thing, whatever. You go and look in the mirror and you have a big upside down U on your hood. And it's like, that looks lovely. Okay, so these are retractable like this. If you want to sharpen them, I haven't done this yet. If you want to sharpen them, but I haven't told you guys yet either. Take a clean piece of paper, not one that's been written on. Take it like this and run it in between the paper. And it'll sharpen. Whoops, hang on. You can get the end a little bit more pointed. Let me turn all the way around. Okay, now I got it all over the pencil. That's how you sharpen them. So there's not like a sharpener or anything like that. Let me turn it down and wipe it off. These things will last you a darn coon's age too, because it's not wiping off. It's fine. It'll last you forever. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to use it as an eyeliner. When you do eyeliner, I had a gal reach out to me. She's like, how do I do eyeliner? It never looks right. So when you do eyeliner, I have fake lashes on. So for me, I'm going right on top of where my lashes lay. For you, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take them and put it down into the lashes as much as possible. Because what the goal of the eyeliner is you are just trying to make your eyelashes look thicker. Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to put it down into the lash line. And I like to stop. I don't like to get it right there in my crease because it just makes my droop look darker. And so I avoid that area. So we'll take this. I did not put my powder on my face yet either. I think that was more for me than you. Okay. Bottom, I sometimes do, I sometimes don't. If I do it on the bottom, I only put it about halfway over, right in the lash line. Like so. And then I'll take a brush, like multitasker. We have lots of different brushes. Take a Q-tip, take your finger, and just put a little bit of smudging. I feel like, as women of this age, the better of not a harsh line, like typically, not always, but with your eye shape like this, if we have dark all the way around like this, it'll close the eye up and we don't even realize it because we are so used to looking at ourselves like that. So try putting it on and try smudging it out a little bit and just see what you think. See if you like it. I do find with people our age and older, we get stuck, kind of get stuck in a place of what we're used to looking at. And sometimes what we have to do, one of my friends, hang on, I got to fix something. One of my friends taught me this. Sometimes you have to do it, like makeup or a dress or a different look and clothing or something. Put it on and just wear it around the house and get used to seeing yourself in it. Okay? Maybe you still won't like it, and that's okay. But that's what you need to do. You need to put it on and get used to it. So, because then you don't have any more excuses. All right, so I have put, let's see, I still need this brush. I need to put the lid on my pencil and put those away because I want to show you guys my lips. Okay, so I have in this palette here, I have my vanilla dust. I like vanilla dust for myself. So I'm going to use this same brush, and I'm going to use the pointed end a little bit here. And I don't do a lot of powder, because a lot of powder is going to make you look crusty, and we don't want crusty. What we're wanting is skin-like look, at least for myself. I do know that some of you like a matted look, and that's okay. If you want matte and you're used to it, that's what you like, then you might use a little bit more powder than what I do. So this is what I do to finalize my makeup. I'm going to do that, okay? I've kind of got a little, I still have radiant. Like, I still have some radiance. I still have some dewy look, right? But sometimes it takes away from my blush. So I will take this back out. I just take a little tiny dab of blush on and go over the powder. No big deal. I take this, and I'm going to be all done with this. So I used everything here, and then, oh wait, we're going to use the illuminator. And then I didn't use all these eyeshadows, but this is a great palette to start with. Okay, so I'm going to spray on my setting spray, and I'll do my lips. So this is Set and Stay spray from Remon. For the most part, I do 3, and that's it. This has the best mister of any setting spray I've ever used, ever. It's not a fire hose hitting you in the face. We've all had them. I've used those though, and they still are good. Like, even though it feels like that, it doesn't leave wet or anything. But I'm going to take that. But this mister is amazing. So you might need more, just depending. And then I'm going to put this brush in my bag. Guys, this is all I can travel with. Right there. And then this palette I'm going to stick in there in a minute. So let me wipe off. I put some of that multi-balm stick on because my lips felt dry. I'm going to use this beautiful combination. Hang on. I've got stuff all over the place. Silk and a silk. Okay. So I'm going to take the Gelato, which is a new color in the color. Nope. I don't want to do plum. I wanted to do Toffee. I wanted to do something different. That's Brownie. I put it back. Okay, I want to do Toffee. I showed you guys plum earlier, and I lied to you. I'm wanting to do Toffee, and Dulce. It's going to be in my newsletter that's coming out. Okay, so here's Toffee. So we're going to get definitely a more neutral look. You're kind of going to get a warmer neutral look. That was plum, and that's Toffee. So we're getting more towards warm. And then Dulce is a lot like Desert Sunset. So it's going to be a warm look. If you want to change this, get plum. Plum is going to cool it down a little bit. Okay, so when I line my lips, I keep out of right here because we're frowning. And if you don't line your lips, that's okay. But if you're wearing a darker lipstick, stay out of the corners because we're frowning. So I have a lot of lines, and see and look at this. It's like I have a natural, what is that one guy that always sang like this? He always had his lip up like that. Look at that. It goes up. I don't know. I must sneer all the time. Anyway, I'm going to line staying out of the corners. I line from the outside in. And sometimes I have to spread my lips out like this, or it'll skip. This is really wavy. Who knew? Okay, so I'm lining like so. Okay, that might be a little bit much. Again, these are very blendable, so I'm going to stick a little bit on my lips. Like that. And then I'm going to... Did I miss anyone's? Elvis Presley. That's the one I was thinking about. Who's the blonde? He was obnoxious. He had spiked hair. Yes, Elvis Presley did it too. I wonder if he ended up with a permanent lip that raised up too. Okay, so there's that color there. That's Toffee. And then we're going to take this gelato. If you don't have a gelato and you just want to get a pencil, that's okay. You can leave this. It's more of a matte. Or you can take an oil and stick over it. Or, that wasn't even a Seint one. You can use an oil or take Diamonds Are Forever. Beautiful, beautiful. Or any gloss. That's fine. And put over it. Just to add a little shine. And I don't even put much of this. Did anyone come up with his name? Billy Idol. Yes, Mindy. Thank you for being my brain. Okay, so that's Dulce. Thank you. I love you guys. You're so helpful to me. I can't do this alone. Okay, so now I'm going to take a little bit of that illuminator that I told you about, and I just like to go like this. Not always, but sometimes. And put a little bit on top of the Cupid's bow, and that just gives a little bit of lift. And you can't even... Thank you, Mindy. I appreciate you. And now, that's it. My bag is done. So, that's pretty good. I'm pretty high maintenance, too. Like, I feel like I've never done a travel on in my life. Ever. Even when I'm only going for a weekend. Menopause brain is a real thing. Bless your... Yes. And I didn't have a good one to begin with. So it wasn't good. Okay, so there's a bag. There's everything. If you guys need anything from me, I've already told you what you need to do to comment to get all the things. If you have questions, colors, if you want color recommendations, I've had a lot of people ask me which color would I want for contour or bronzer. I can do that for you too. All right, love you guys. See you. Bye.